Top two.
Rose Run, Why Not? And Massive Ovation, finishing 1-2 in the first of 6 tonight in our Drivers Challenge. So we welcome you back here to the Raceway. We want to say hello to some more viewers who are watching and commenting tonight. Mike Percy, enjoying the show that the girls are putting on so far. We've got Sean Copey, friend of the show, Mark Porter as well, and
Copey
Michelle Hogan
wants the
Cassidy.
Camluck Classic jacket. I know Copey does.
I think he wants anything, pretty much anything we give away. Sean's up for that.
He is too. He is too. Friend of the show, of course.
All right, I see some bright pink hair in the paddock. Do you think that's real or a wig?
I'm going wig. I'm going wig all day.
And so you're going to see some real interesting sights out there in the paddock tonight. Some of these horses will be decked out to the nines, and I believe we've got a competition as part of Harness the Hope, right?
That's right. You know what? Wilson's Tack, Macintosh Pro Line, they've come on board to sponsor prize packs for Best Dressed Horse and Best Dressed Groom. So as you mentioned, you'll see some horses decked out. I love it when they even get down to painting the hooves, right? It's just a great cause to get behind, and our horse people have really taken to Harness the Hope night.
Absolutely. A lot of people take pride in how their horses are rigged and having the nice flashy harness anyway. When you were growing up, you and I probably remember guys. We'd remember a guy like Ian Moore, for example, before he kind of got famous, winning Grand Circuit races, etc. But as kids growing up there, when he had maybe one or two free-for-all horses, they always stood out how great they looked.
That's right. Saunders Glory, Sea Captain, Macho George, always the flashy white. And you know what? He came out looking great in his colors as well. It was always just tip-top. Another family that raced with colors that I can remember, the McPhees, Alex and Brian and Ricky with the purple and gold, right? Horse people just love being proud of their colors. So, yeah.
All right, so there is a good up-close look at the horses all decked out. And getting a look at the Post 1 starter here, Jackson Colleen and Pam Forgy. Off to a good start tonight, and we'll try and capitalize with a Post 1 start. Britt Kennedy and Kingsley B as we switch to the pace here in race number 2. While we have a moment, we will show you the updated leaderboard after one leg in tonight's championship. And it's Nat Day. I think that was the current standings coming into tonight. Looks like she'll have 68. There it is, 68 points atop the standings. Julie Walker solidly second. Mary Lenberg third, and Pam Forgy moves up a little bit in position there with her third place finish, 34 points. Maggie Jones rounding out the top 5.
Right on. I should add the overall winner of this event is going to go home with $2,000 in cash tonight. They'll also get a set of custom-made silks, courtesy of Graham Silks. And this trophy on display here in front of us is going to the winner as well. The top 5 in the OLG Ontario Women's Driving Championship will get paid, but the winner going to go home with a check for $2,000.
So Nat Day increasing her lead after leg number 1. And the women are going to be running out of time to try and catch her here tonight. But as you mentioned before, too, point standings are doubled here this evening. So there is an opportunity to gain significant ground if some of these women can put up a good result here during the night. So we're going to meet the field for this second race coming up here in a moment. It's been a busy weekend here. Of course, Harness the Hope tonight. The OLG Driving Championship, a big part of tonight's program as well. And then we're looking forward to early next week, our first London Classic Yearling sale. We've been busy over there getting the facility ready. Some of the consigners starting to get ready now. And we'll have yearlings moving in starting this Sunday morning. So
it's been busy over there at the Agriplex this past week, right? With things being prepped and things put in place, a sales ring in place and looking good to go, right?
Yeah, and it's the first year for Western Fair District taking over operation of the Yearling sale, and I've been managing it, and what a learning curve that has been, and will continue to be, of course, as the actual sale hits. It's amazing how much detail or how many things that you have to think about to put on a horse sale. So it's been fun to this point, and the feeling is there seems to be a ton of excitement in the air for the sale this year and the return of an in-person event, right?
That's huge. I'm sure I'm not alone when I say, a lot of people, they might be just tired of the virtual things in all parts of life right now. But you know what? To come back to an in-person sale, I know I'm looking forward to getting across the road.
Absolutely. And, when you see the results of some of the sales that have taken place, of course, Lexington, that was just incredible, the numbers put up there. Congratulations to the folks on the East Coast, a tremendous sale down there as well. And
my friends in Alberta did well too. Yeah, sale averages were up there, and it looks great on them.
Absolutely. So we are getting ready to meet the field, and how about Dylan Jackson?
She's decked out. So too is the pony.
Absolutely.
Looking great.
You have to think they will be major contenders for that best dressed.
You bet. You know what? Best dressed horse, best dressed groom, going home with prize pack, sponsored by Wilson's Tack and Macintosh Pro Line.
There they are, heading out from our Paddock location. So it is time to meet the field here for race number 2. We are on the pace for this one. Want to again mention our valued sponsors tonight. Dowler Carn is the sponsor of race number 2, and long-time supporters as well of Harness the Hope 17th edition. Big shout out again to the Dustin family, Doreen and daughter Christy, daughter Brandy as well. They do all the legwork, and it's basically a year of planning, and they have taken it from just a small fundraiser to now 17 years strong, and with events happening across Canada, and donations each year just seem to top the previous year. So the support they've been able to garner for such a wonderful cause is amazing.
It's for sure ramped up in the last few seasons, and even Doreen's husband, Greg Dustin, getting involved. I know he's looking after the quad coming back and forth to the Paddock to Winner's Circle, and he brought the ladies over for the driver's intro. So great job on Greg Curly Dustin.
Let's focus here on race number 2. Pacers this time around. Marielle Enberg will be on board Einhorn for Steve Ribsy Roberts. One of the busier horses that we'll see on the card tonight. 42 starts under his belt and counting for the 10-year-old. And he's had 3 trips to the Winner's Circle, so looks like a contender from post 4.
They tend to get busy from that barn. We've got one here that we've known as an iron horse for years around London. Old Friends Kentucky starts from that barn as well, and I believe we're going to be seeing him later on tonight.
Eternal Ruler, your post 7 starter. Diane Sylvester owns Samara Johnson.
My long shot play of the night. If there's a bomber out there, folks, tonight, I think this is the race for Samara Johnson, Eternal Ruler. This horse has a habit of playing spoiler now and then. Tonight could be the night. Don't let the outside post steer you off of this horse. I love the price. I'm going to stay behind this horse for the upset.
And the post 8 starter, Reimar's champ Maggie Jones, will do the driving behind this Mitch Turney trainee. And I think we had a look at Curly there with the golf cart, didn't we?
You bet. He's out there. He's in full swing with his family. The wife Doreen, daughters Christy and Brandy. It's a real family affair now. Harness the Hope.
Getting a look at the current odds, and the tote board suggests that Nat Day might be able to come right back here, 4-5. I would say over bet, though, wouldn't you think? Considering that Upgrade Valley, the pacer she's driving, has not been able to win over the last couple of seasons.
It's been a long while since this horse has raced, too. It's been 8 months. But you know what? Nat Day. She's got the hands so far tonight, and this one has some good early speed to work with. Nat Day, let's talk about what she's done and where she's been.
Well, she's come a long way, right, from her hometown of the Gold Coast, Australia. And like many that we're going to see tonight, got involved through family. Her dad was a well-known trainer, a driver there. She likes another kind of racing, and that's car racing, the DJR racing team, one of her favorites. And her first driving win came down under with a horse called Hop, Skip, and a Jump. The Down Under Wonder, Nat Day.
That's right. I know she likes her nice cars. I believe it was a banquet we were attending to a few years ago. We made it downtown, and we were in a very nice, likely V8 under the hood and all. I do know she loves her cars.
Horsepower of a different kind.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. Can she weave some more magic here? Do you think the driver here is going to make that kind of a difference to get Upgrade Valley his first win in a long time?
It's going to take a set of hands, but it's going to take a set of lungs too. A horse coming back off an 8-month layoff. Now, this horse needs the trip. He's expected to race up close, but I wouldn't say he's going to have his A game with him tonight, but his B+ game might be able to beat these horses. He just has to be strong on the end. The qualifier to me says he's good to go, but you know what? We're not expecting 100% from this horse because it has been 8 months.
These ladies, a lot of them come from different parts of the world, but here they are now plying their trade in Ontario in 2022. And speaking of other parts of the world, I want to welcome in another one of our viewers. We've had him on the show before, Alan Middleton, tuning in all the way from England tonight.
Wow.
It's one of the fun parts of these shows. We get people watching in from worldwide, and it is wonderful to see. Hope you're enjoying the coverage tonight.
Indeed.
Final look at the odds board. How about a top selection here for you? I guess it was that long shot you mentioned earlier, and second longest shot on the board currently.
Yeah, exactly. Number 7, Eternal Ruler, calling for the upset. I mentioned Samara Johnson for a spoiler role this evening. This horse has a habit of stepping up when you would least expect it. I believe he's more than capable if the right kind of trip is there. Beware of 7, Eternal Ruler, at a huge price.
Tuning in all the way from Newmarket, Ontario tonight, our colleague Rob Reed Jr. Shout out to Rob.
Right on, Rob Reed Jr.
He would be liking your pick here, wouldn't he? At 24-1.
He might have tried this one in leg 2 of the pick 5 play. He likes a bomber just as much as anybody else.
Absolutely. So they are assembling in the backstretch, almost ready to go with leg number 2 of our Drivers' Championship. The Nat Day driven Upgrade Valley, 6-5 and favorite. Pam Forgy and Jackson Colleen, 5-2. Second choice currently. And third choice, your post 5 starter, Deb's New Man for Julie Walker and trainer Larry Fitzsimmons. Another one that's trying to get off the schneid after a long winless skid.
This could be a chance for Julie Walker to really shake things up with Nat Day here. If Upgrade Valley happens to be short, Deb's New Man happens to win, this could really lock things up in a fairly close for the top 2 going into race 3.
Well, let's see how it unfolds. The starting gate rolling for race number 2 tonight from the Raceway. Once again, upstairs to Melissa Keith.
Eight pacers moving into the turn and heading in front of the grandstand for the start of race 2. And they're off and blasting off the wings. Deb's New Man launches, but Jackson Colleen gets there ahead from Rail Advantage to the lead. Upgrade Valley is second along the cones and parking Deb's New Man out there in third. looking for racing room along the inside now. In fourth is Einhorn. Then it's a gap back to fifth for Rymar Champ. Behind that one in sixth by a few lengths is Kingsley B. And the trailing two are I'm Too Sexy, and at the back of the pack, Eternal Ruler. Headed to the opening quarter with Pam Forgy and Jackson Kalane capitalizing on the inside post. 28 flat. Upgrade Valley, the 1-5 top choices in the pocket. Einhorn, a 22-1 long shot, stalks from third, and Rymar Champ, the trailing post, worked well, and that one has moved up into fourth as they head to the half in front of the grandstand, mostly single file, led by Jackson Kalane. Just ahead of Upgrade Valley and Einhorn. Moving from the back of the pack is Eternal Ruler, coming from first over from second to last. 57-3 at the half. That's Jackson Kalane having everything his way up front. Upgrade Valley, though, looking dangerous from the pocket. And still third is Einhorn. And moving now, second over, out of fourth is Rymar Champ. Up to challenge for the lead. Here comes Upgrade Valley, half a length ahead of Jackson Kalane, and now clearing to the front. And he's opened up to Jackson Kalane in the pocket now, a very loose pocket. Edging up third is still Einhorn, as not making any ground up from second over was Rymar Champ in fourth. They turn for home, going by 3/4 in 1:27-3, and it's Upgrade Valley and Nat Day opening up for a very significant win in the second leg of the OLG Women's Driving Championship. Up for place is Einhorn, and the show finisher is Deb's New Man, 157-3.
157-3 for Upgrade Valley. It's been a while since he's been that fast, and especially in a win, but Nat Day can do no wrong.
I did not see that coming at all. I thought he'd be a little short. The win does not surprise me. It's how he did it and how fast he went. You know, open length victory, 57-3, right off the bench.
Runner-up, well-beaten second, was Einhorn, the veteran. We talked about him. Start number 43 on the season. Another good result for him. Deb's New Man, who was one of the co-favorites, if you will. Solid second choice, finishing third. So Julie Walker keeps herself certainly in the mix there. And Mariel Enberg, that's a big second-place finish for her. There's still time to gain some ground, and finishing second at 22-1 could come into play later.
Right on. Those top three, Day, Enberg, and Walker, they're going to be ones to watch for here. The next four races coming up, but Nat Day, not quite a stranglehold, but she's going to maintain in a big way going into the third.
All right, another slow-mo shot of Upgrade Valley. First win in start number 4 this season, 157-3. Let's take another commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some winner's reaction from the second.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU covers the sport from all angles with news, features, photography, opinion, and analysis of racing. Also, HRU covers breeding and sales, as well as industry stories you need to know. It's all delivered by a deep, diverse, and talented team of writers and photographers. And the best news is that it's free to subscribe. Subscribe to HRU today for free at harnessracingupdate.com and see what everyone is talking about.
In 157-3.
Race 2 of the OLG Women's Drivers Challenge tonight, going to Upgrade Valley. Breaks along winless skid and clicks here at 1-5. So the betters had it bang on once again, and getting the beautiful Harness the Hope cooler tonight. Compliments of our sponsors, Dowler Karn. Upgrade Valley. Not surprising, I don't think, that the horse won, but maybe the way he did it and the time, and again, just bodes well for how fast this track has been this season.
It is. Our track crew does a fabulous job prepping this track. They're out on it all week. Waited qualifiers here yesterday morning. They got along fine. You know what? finishing strong, Upgrade Valley here, 57-3, unreal mile, and he's facing that headwind you mentioned coming through the stretch, and he just kept opening daylight on that field.
Upgrade Valley, another low-priced winner, $2.70. Exacta, $19.70. Trifecta, a little bit shy of the $50 mark, and the Dollar Super, $137.75. So, pretty similar to what we saw in race number 1. Obviously, with the winner, Nat Day, Julie Walker, another good result, and Pam Forgy hitting the top 4 there as well in race number 2 with the veteran Jackson Colleen. So 2 races in, and the Nat Day win parade continues. And you think that could continue in race number 3?
Well, here's the thing. I picked her to win 3 of 6 races. That was a race right there that I did not pick her to win. So she's already 2 for 2. Great shot of winning 3 or more now. And I did mention earlier, you know, I went through all 6 races to highlight the drivers where I thought they'd have great shots. I highlighted Nat Day in each and every one of the races. So, you know what? She drew well. She's got that experience factor over the rest of the ladies. You know, she's a busy driver on tracks throughout Ontario all season long.
And you see her as much as anybody calling the action here at the raceway. What do you see about her that you like just on a day-to-day basis?
She does not get intimidated out there. She's not afraid to leave with the horse. She's not afraid to take back and go first up or travel wide through the final stages. And you know what? Being a little bit light in the bike never hurts, especially, you know, we're a winter track here in London. Off tracks, I tend to look for a driver that might be a little bit lighter in the sulky than say a person that's you know, maybe the size of me sitting behind one in the mud. I'm not betting myself in the mud anytime. But Nat Day, again, we're a winter track, so we do see some off tracks here. So I tend to look for a lighter driver and Nat Day be one of the lightest drivers here in Ontario.
For sure. And you wouldn't want to be out in the mud anyway. You wouldn't want to get your suit dirty, of course.
Sugar melts, doesn't it? Or sugar melt? Yeah.
And speaking of being up in the announcer's booth from night to night, you get a little bit of at least the first part of the night off tonight,
right.
As your friend Melissa Keith is in town. Now, give her any advice, any tips on calling, or is she kind of a seasoned pro at it now?
You know what? Her very first pari-mutuel race call was here in London back in May of 2018. She did a wonderful job. She's been at West Collins. She's done some work back around the Maritimes, but there wasn't a whole lot of direction, more so encouragement. Have fun, keep it loose, you know, and that's what we're doing here on the show, right? Having fun, keeping it loose, and great to see this event back in London every year, Harness to Hope Night, and now combining with the OLG, Ontario Women's Driving Championship. And
Mel doing a great job so far with the first couple. Yeah, definitely has a nice way of describing the action and, you know, giving you the picture of what is happening in the race, which is obviously the role of a good announcer. So we'll hear a few more calls from her tonight as we get set for race number 3. And we'll give you a look at the field page, and we'll update the leaderboard as well in the standings tonight in that OLG championship. Nat Day again continues to widen her margin, 78 points. Julie Walker, though, you know, keeping pace, keeping herself within range if she can end strong. Marielle Enberg not too far off there as well. And Pam Forgy now a clear 4th place in the standings with 38 points as we get a look at the complete field of 9. So they'll be ultra competitive out there, Sugar. You know, these gals all know each other well. They'll be ultra competitive. They'll want to beat each other as badly as anyone. But, you know, I think a lot of them are very good friends and good acquaintances off the track as well.
Camaraderie in the driver's room, everywhere, it's a thing. And when these girls get together, of course, they are competing, but they're having lots of laughs, I'm sure, you know, whether it's down in the paddock or out there on post parade or right before the race or even finishing up. And you know what, maybe there was a few congrats there for Nat Day for trouncing them there in race 2. But you know what, I'm sure everybody's smiling going into race number 3.
Absolutely, and yeah, let's give a tip of the hat to Nat. She's had, wouldn't call it pressure, but the expectation of being a heavy favorite in the first two tonight, and absolutely no mistakes in winning there. And it's been fun reading the bios on the different ladies competing here. Because you just see them on the track. We know a few of them, but then you see some of the backstory on these folks, and there's some characters, some interesting characters out there that we'll find out more about throughout the night.
Sounds wonderful. Let's keep getting to know our drivers competing in this championship. It's a lot of fun.
Let's take a look at the field for the upcoming third race tonight as we continue on our way toward crowning this year's OLG driving champion. And it will be Julie Walker with post number 1 here. So maybe an opportunity when you look at the certainly the post draw here. You've got Nat out in post 7, Julie with post 1. Some of the others atop the standings with Marielle leaving with trailing Azucar from post 8. We should remind folks that don't watch the raceway on a regular basis, post 8 here is a trailing position.
That's right.
And can sometimes be advantageous.
It can be, but you know what? With trotters, anything can happen in trot races. But Azucar, he's a seasoned 10-year-old, and he's done some work on the racing under saddle circuit for Marielle Lemberg. She owns, trains, and drives this fella, so she does know him well, and could be a serious factor in here. But Nat Day, she does have some speed there with What Can I Say. He does his best work when on the lead. I'm not sure where he's going to be able to find a trip from that outside post here. But the playful elegance, the rail horse, Julie Walker in with a great shot. I'm thinking she loves her trotters, and I think she just got to get this big mare through the opening turn. If she does and has her forwardly placed, she could be tough to track down in here with the one, playful elegance.
There's a good indication of the wind. It will be a headwind in the home stretch, tailwind in the backstretch here tonight at the raceway. And time to get a look at Julie Walker and her background.
Jules.
From Owen Sound, Ontario, where our colleague Mark McKelvey calls for their OHL team, calls the action there. I didn't know her nickname was Jules.
Me neither. Just saw that.
Her favorite moment was taking in the Elite Lop. And she enjoys teaching the young horses. That's really the part that she gets the most enjoyment out of. Her favorite hobbies, let's see, hiking, baseball, kayaking, and more time with the horses, as though she doesn't spend enough time with them. Fun fact, my daughter, Shayna, has worked for Julie the last couple of summers, and really enjoyed that, learning from her and being part of the team there. Another fun fact, apparently she is a very, very good baseball player.
Man, good for her. I mean, she's busy, right? Outside of the horses, to be involved with the hiking, getting out and about in the wilderness, baseball, kayaking, and it'd be tough to keep up with Jules, I'm sure.
Jules, yes. Curtis McDonald, our producer, I believe, plays in the same league or maybe on the same team. They play in the same team, actually, I'm finding out. So that came right from him, says she kind of carries the team, apparently.
Wonderful.
He's laughing in my ear. I don't know if he's laughing at us or laughing at the comment, but anyway, they have a lot of fun. I know that, and we are having a lot of fun tonight. We hope you are, and the folks in the Paddock location having a lot of fun as well. Hey, it's the month of Halloween, so people love to dress up, and a lot of folks are getting into the Harness the Hope spirit tonight and dressing up
an
their
early
horses
start.
in pink.
Early start of some dress up in October. It's a wonderful time. Pink is the color of the night.
There is a look at the field as we're back on the trot here for race number 3 this evening, and this one's sponsored by Mad Barn, and AJ Moore, I believe, will be on hand tonight to make that presentation following this upcoming third race. And this will start off the pick 4 wager. So, Sugar, I know you like to handicap here as well. actually, I'm wrong. It used to start the pick 4. There you go. I'm out of the loop here. This starts at pick 3. My apologies. So we'll get you to now talk from a handicapping perspective. If you're playing a multi-leg wager like the pick 3 here, and you've got a wide open race as it appears on the tote board, how would you play this opening leg?
Race 3 of tonight's program, I've got this one carded as the most wide open event on the night. In leg 2 of the pick 4, I did select 5 horses in this leg. So if I'm playing the pick 3, I'm going 5 deep in the opening leg. I'm using 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8, and the horse players are with me. They're all chasing after the 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8 here in the early going as far as win wagers go.
It is a wide open tote board. It's the best betting board. We've seen prohibitive favorites winning in the first couple, so it looks like it's anybody's race here. And again, the benefit of post 1 in this spot belongs to Playful Elegance. Another one that's been workmanlike this year. 35 trips postward for the Duford trainee, Ashley Duford, who trains, and a very productive season as well. Especially when you look at the bankroll, a little more than 30,000 earned for horse racing at the level. That's a solid campaign.
You know what? Both Playful Elegance and the 4 Road to Redemption, they've won over $30,000, and they've won it quietly. I would not have expected that, other than going through the earnings on the rest of the field here. Playful Elegance has done well for Team Duford, and as mentioned, Julie Walker, she loves her horses. She loves her trotters. I think this is where she excels here in the third with the 1 Playful Elegance.
A nice look at the trotters departing our Paddock location here at the raceway. The Paddock located, of course, across Florence Street, and again, for those who've never been here, it is really a unique venue, isn't it? Our Paddock is across the street, and there's a tunnel that runs under the street, so they come through there and out onto the racetrack. Kind of the opposite of a track like Freehold, for example, where they go across. I forget if it's Route 9 or Route 33.
I did happen to mention on Twitter this past week, I didn't know of many other tracks throughout North America, many harness tracks, where the Paddock was situated across the road. But sure enough, somebody was chiming in about Freehold, as you mentioned, with going across the highway, actually. So, yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, and you talk about a unique venue as well. It was a great time for me back in the day. I had the opportunity to work there for a 3-year period. Absolutely loved it. Great location and just a fantastic oval at Freehold. And at the time, you had the who's who of the New Jersey scene racing there, especially on Saturday afternoons. It was a lot of fun to be there.
Shot of the tunnel there. We've seen some wonderful photos over the years from that tunnel, hey?
Yeah, again, that's what a lot of people enjoy is taking a photo there. A lot of people will make a point of it because it makes for a really cool equine image.
Most certainly does. I've been there myself, getting over to the paddocks on Friday evenings and taking shots of the horses going through that tunnel and going over towards the grandstand. When the lights are on here on a Friday night, a shot from the paddock is fantastic.
And you can see when they're coming out onto the track, we might get another look at it, where the starting gate is positioned at that time. There's a big sliding door, and prior to the paddock being built across the street, the paddock used to be on this side, and they would come down what was called, I believe, a bridle path, and then horses would come through that part of the building and through that big sliding door out onto the racetrack, which was kind of unique as well. Again, if you haven't been here, the raceway, right, it's located right in the sort of the heart of London. We're in a residential area, which is fairly unique as well. And we're kind of landlocked. A lot of people have asked, would we ever consider expanding the track? And I can tell you it's been looked at over the years and discussed and analyzed, and just very difficult. We're so landlocked. You can see all around the outer perimeter of the track, right, houses, businesses, etc. But so you know, it's a shame in a sense that you are, but on the other hand, it's part of what gives the track its unique character. I think the location.
For sure.
All right, I think we've got Ashley McDonald's standing by in our Paddock location as we get a look at them scoring out moments away, and we're going to head over to Ashley now with a special guest.
Hi, we're in the paddock with Dylan Jackson, whose horse just raced in the last race. Are you very happy with his performance?
Yes, very happy. He really surprised me. The mile that they went, he's only been like 58 as fast as he can go, and he really surprised me.
Oh, that's amazing. And your outfit, you're being super supportive of Harness the Hope. Is this your favorite?
Yes, it is. Love this night.
Is this your only horse in tonight?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing an interview with us, and congratulations with your horse.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Fantastic stuff. Congratulations to Dylan. And you could see the raw emotion there, right?
Yeah.
You know, how excited she was to see her horse race as well as he did.
She did race Deb's New Man. That horse got stung in the early going and then found some new life in the late stages there to get up for third. Dylan races her own horse, but she helps out quite a few of the driver trainers. You'll see her in the winner's circle quite a bit at nights here in London.
And her mother, Leslie, a Paddock judge, longtime Paddock judge here. So, yeah, it's a total family affair, as it often is, right?
Yep. Leslie's husband, Dwayne, a warm-up man, great warm-up man here for the horses here at the raceway.
Getting a final look at them here, moments away from post time for the third race. And can anyone knock off Nat Day? I guess the consensus here, if it's going to happen, there's a better opportunity it happens here. She's 5-1 and about 4th or 5th choice of the wagering here. A lot of that probably to do with post 7.
Is about post 7, and what can I say? He's won lots of races here in London. He's quick as win this season. Came here in London in the spring, 2 minutes 4/5. It's been a while though since he's been to the winner's circle. What can I say? But that's probably the best price anyone is going to get on that day tonight here in London. 6-1 right now.
And you're getting 2-1 and favorite status on that horse. Playful Elegance, Julie Walker in the driver's seat. She carries on the legacy of the Walker family, well-known family in Ontario.
That's right.
In harness racing circles. And, you know, she's got the gift of the horsemanship. That gene was passed down, certainly. She runs a very successful stable of her own and is doing quite well for herself in the driver's seat as well.
She is too. That could be your exactor right there, folks. Julie Walker, that day. Julie Walker, exactor box. Playful Elegance, looking very calm, cool, and collected, that big mare. She's just got to get around this first turn. That post 1 makes it kind of tight for the bigger horses here in London, but I like the chances there. Julie, very, very smart behind the horses, and I'm sure she knows this one well already.
The winningest horses in the field with 4 wins each under the belt this season. Number 2, Revenue Agent, a 14-year-old, so he's in his final season of racing. Mitch Turney trains this one. Deb Moran will drive. And 2 Doors Down, Road to Redemption, 4 for 30 on the season. Mike Budway owns and trains this one. And it will be Maggie Jones in the driver's seat behind Road to Redemption, who's getting some tote support as well. You're right, great betting board, but really only a couple that are huge odds, those being Spicy Victor, another veteran, the 12-year-old, and AJ Titan. And you know, AJ Titan, in my opinion, if you throw out the last line where he made a miscue,
Sure.
fairly competitive here on paper.
Can be. Does show some 2-minute speed over the 5/8 track at Sarnia, and does his best work when racing up close. So we'll see how Britt Kennedy can navigate things going into that opening turn.
Starting gates moving into position. Starter Brad Paddock, long-time starter here at the Raceway.
Great
to
fella.
call him in for race number 3. Another full field of 8 on the trot. This one sponsored by Mad Barn. Melissa Keith has your play-by-play coming up next.
They're rounding the turn in front of the grandstand for the start of race 3, and spotting the field several lengths was Road to Redemption at the back. Launching for Nat Day, What Can I Say, steps to the lead right around Revenue Agent, who now sits second. Advancing up into third is Spicy Victor. Behind him in fourth is Playful Elegance. Right behind that one in fifth is Azukar. Then advancing into sixth from first over, Dominum Deo. The last two are Road to Redemption, who's made up ground up the inside, and the trailer AJ Titan. As they head to the quarter, What Can I Say reaches it in 30 flat, and he's followed closely by Revenue Agent with Spicy Victor along the pylons in third. Advancing now first over from fourth, moving up to third is Dominum Deo for Samara Johnson, and we have a breaker taken inside the pylons. And that looks to be Road to Redemption, who hasn't found it after the start. So what can I say? In control up front, first over, coming to that one at the half is Dominum Deo. Along the pylons in third is Revenue Agent, 102 flat at the half. And that's What Can I Say in that day. And they're facing some stiff competition now from Dominum Deo, who keeps coming from first over, advancing in second. Third along those pylons is Revenue Agent, and second over, but stalling a little bit there, is Spicy Victor in fourth. Moving up the pylons from fifth into fourth is Azukar. They head to three quarters, 133 and 1, and Nat Day may have done it again up front with What Can I Say, leading by about 2 lengths over Revenue Agent, who's revving up just as Dominum Deo is backing down for the stretch drive into third. So what can I say? Launching again for the wire. Coming to that one late, Revenue Agent running out of racetrack and getting there first again. It's Nat Day just ahead of Revenue Agent, and up for third, it might have been Azukar. That is Nat Day doing it again with What Can I Say in 2:04 and 1.
What can I say? Aptly named. What can you say about Nat Day? Winning from every post position tonight, and really won the race at the start.
Yeah, you know what? I looked over at you and seen this one crossing over, and wow, if you could bet going into that first turn. And what can we say about Nat Day? She's doing it, and doing it well.
Playful Elegance from the post one start, just a slow beginning, and from there, just was mired with traffic in front of her most of the race, and even on the last turn, looked like she was going to slip up the inside and be third, maybe even would have been able to compete for the win, and then the horse in front came down to the pylons and stalled that one's progress again. So just one of those trip scenarios, certainly, but 9-2, for those who've been backing that and stuck with her here in the third leg, this is the one where you're going to get handsomely rewarded.
We did mention before the race, 6-1 was some really good value on that day. This is another horse that I didn't pick to win. There's still a few more that I do have her on top. So basically, she could win all 6 of these races, and wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're watching for right now at this point. How many can she win? We saw Deb Moran trading back. It just missed the old boy Revenue Agent, the 14-year-old. He made it awfully interesting.
He did try for her. Surely she got excited coming down the stretch with him because he was closing with every stride. Just ran at a time and track with that old dog, Revenue Agent. And you know what? Here's what can I say. I refer to him as Mr. Handsome around these parts because he's such a fantastic looking trotter for the Bacos, and he's always fun to look at on track. He's well within himself winning here 2-4 and 1.
Yeah, 2:04 and 1, probably the key, right? That time is certainly well within his capabilities, the 11-year-old. You talked about it, right? He's a good looker on the track. He's the kind that catches your eye. What always strikes me is his gait. got a big, beautiful gait and nice way of covering the ground.
Yeah. To me, he's more of an old school trotter, and he is a stallion son of muscle mass. So maybe we'll see some offspring in the years ahead. He's such a looker.
So you're not watching a recording, folks. It's Nat Day departing the winner's circle again. Third consecutive time here tonight. So likely with that win, it's like an election, right? We don't want to call it too early, but I think at this point we're maybe going to call it that she's going to be awfully tough to catch tonight for the championship. So she makes her way back to the Paddock location. Let's take another quick break, and we'll finally have some interesting pari-mutuel returns coming up next.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to tarahills.com.
What can I say? Our first double-digit winner this evening, $11.30. Triggers an exacta worth $69.20. The trifecta, there's a good one, $266.20, and another nice super perfecta, 7281, gets you $717.75 on a $1 combination.
$266.20 for $1 on that try. That's an awesome payout.
So, Nat Day, 3 for 3, perfect to start the OLG Driving Championship night here at the Raceway. And with that win, continues to widen the gap, 88 points now. Julie Walker second, Mariel Enberg getting closer to that second spot with 64. Pam Forgate's been a really good night for her. I think another third place finish there back in race number 3.
Always in the hunt.
Maggie Jones continues to round out your top 5 in this field of 9 this year. So, experience perhaps a contributing factor here for Nat Day, because, when you look at it, she does a lot more driving on a regular basis than most of the other competitors in the field. And, from what we've seen here, that familiarity, it's got to be a big help.
Right. I mentioned when she does have speed, she's not afraid to use it there. She was a bit aggressive off the car, making front before the turn. And you know what? 400 drives this season and well above her competition combined. Liken it maybe to a hockey player or a figure skater. When they're putting 400 hours of ice time in, it's compared to, all others you're competing against combined with lesser hours, it certainly shows. So experience definitely counting here for Nat Day tonight. She could win all 6. It's not impossible.
All right, so as mentioned, the OLG Drivers Challenge is one half of the major event happening here tonight. It's the 17th edition of Harness the Hope. And with more on that, we're going to head back over to Ashley McDonald.
Just outside the race office here in the paddock, there are Harness the Hope merch swag for sale, with all proceeds going to the Breast Cancer Society of Canada. So if anyone wants any pink gear, come down and buy some beautiful swag going for a great cause.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, some great-looking stuff happening over there. So there's things happening in the paddock. There's things happening outside, upstairs at the top of the fair dining room. And, of course, in our Winter Circle location, everything decked out in pink, as it always is. The Dustin family, Samantha Galland here, who chairs the Harness the Hope and Prince Edward Island here helping, and the rest of the hardworking team behind the scenes who pull it all together each and every year. Job well done once again. And they've had those trying conditions, right? It's an event that was getting bigger and better every year. Then the pandemic hit. We did a couple of great virtual productions with them, and now back this year in person once again. So it's great to see. And we should you should recognize as well, and I'm not exactly sure why she is not here tonight, but Marie-Claude Auger, top female driver in the province, as well, Ghislaine Paquette, wishing a speedy recovery to the Quebec champion, and you know, conspicuous by her absence tonight. And I'm unsure of what happened there, whether it was injury or sickness. So
I do know she's competed in some of the events at the tracks throughout the summer, but yeah, we're missing her tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will send out best wishes to her either way. And yes, she is an excellent driver. And you watch her again competing, you know, Rideau Carleton Raceway.
Very playable at Rideau. She's a great fit for the driver's room up there.
Race number 4 is where we go next, switching back to the pace this time around. And it's another interesting field. Boy, you got some hard-hitting veterans in here, Sugar. When you think fan favorites at the raceway, you got a few of them in this field.
That's right. Old Stonebridge Scout. He's a 14-year-old, and Doug McNair hopped up on him on a driver's chair at the Ontario Regional and won with him in 55 this season. As a 14-year-old, just incredible to see that little horse, Stonebridge Scout, who's been around here for years. Mr. X, another fan favorite there. I have fun with this one. You know, Mr. X to me, it's like a wrestling name. So anytime he makes fun, I love to say Mr. X from Parts Unknown, right? We have fun with that one. Old Friends Kentucky, we mentioned about him being that iron horse factor for the Ribsy Roberts barn, and you know what? He's up to 37 starts this season, and you know what? It's way up there throughout his career too. He's put in some big campaigns over the years here in Ontario.
Yeah, he is a true war horse. 218,000 earned the hard way.
Yeah.
38 trips to the Winter Circle over the course of his career. The one that sticks out to me to this day, though, the year he won on Camelot Classic night, he had post 7, I believe, that night.
Yeah, I
and
remember
was
too.
a winner.
Sylvain Fillion on board,
and triggered a carryover, I believe, in our Super High Five.
Might have been the High Five, yeah, you bet.
And that was carried over into the Camelot Classic final, and that generated, at the time, a record pool for us here at the raceway. So
that might be Ribsy's highlight, you know, when it comes to victories, winning here on our signature night.
Yeah, I mean, a local trainer, right? The Roberts family, well known again in this part of the country, and you know, he would have grown up at this track, and to win on the signature night, to win a race on that stage, would be a big thrill for him. And you know, he was all smiles that night for a long time, and you know, we were happy just from for kind of selfish reasons that we got a big carryover into our signature race, and you know, just all lined up for a great race that year, and a massive pool as well. Speaking of the Camelot Classic, we have the Camelot Classic jacket that we're giving away tonight. Everybody tuning in who leaves us a comment, you're automatically entered. So
that's awesome.
If we haven't heard from you yet, drop us a note in the chat if you've got a question, if you've got just a comment on tonight's races, just a comment on anything else harness racing related, or anything else for that matter. Let us know. Let us know where you're tuning in from as well.
This is a nice light jacket too. I know you've had one on. I'd have had one on. You can wear it in the summer. This time of year, they're perfect, you know, just in case you get a shower, it's got the hood on. It's a really nice jacket, folks.
And the red color really pops too.
For sure,
yeah. It was funny that night wearing them in the grandstand. I don't think I've ever had more people.
Where can I get that,
Where can
right?
I get one of those?
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll be giving one of those out. Got another big giveaway. We, of course, have to look ahead to tomorrow night. Sugar, big card coming up down the highway at
right.
Woodbine Mohawk Park.
I don't get down there often, but I'm on my way down to 401 tomorrow night. Ontario Sire Stakes Super Finals. Really looking forward to it. I've not seen the big horse, the big 2-year-old that won the Metro, Stockade Sealster. I have not seen him race in person, but he's one that I'm really looking forward to seeing tomorrow evening.
And as part of that, you'll have a chance to win another fantastic Ontario Racing, Ontario Sire Stakes prize package. I was going to say OLG. Of course, tonight we were watching
Title
the
sponsor.
OLG
Sponsor of the
Drivers Challenge.
Championship. Yeah.
But we'll have the OSS swag package that we'll be giving away on tomorrow night's show, and a set of signed colors from none other than Dexter Dunn.
Oh, probably one of the most sought-after drivers on the continent this season, and of course we all know his success aboard the Bulldog, and I'm lucky to have Bulldog Hanover horseshoes hanging on my office wall. I look at them every day I come in, and it was great to meet up with them down at the Jack Darling stable, the team for the Bulldog, groom, and everyone involved with that horse. It was great to meet up with them earlier on in the summer.
Speaking of Bulldog Hanover, your thoughts on his first defeat in a long time last weekend?
You know what? That was an incredible mile he paced. To take nothing away from that horse after. You know, I caught some cell phone footage of him returning in front of the grandstand. Following that defeat, the crowd still loved him. People are going to the track following this horse now everywhere he goes. He's the now horse. People want to see him. Another reason to go down the highway end of the month to see him race in the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah, can't wait to see that rematch with him and Allywag Hanover. And that's really the thing about it. Bulldog had been doing things that we just had never seen before, and we forget that he's a flesh and blood animal, and we also forget the talent level of the horses he's competing against. You kind of dismissed horses like Allywag Hanover. He is a world champion in his own right. He dominated the best older pacers in the sport for a large segment of the previous season. So it wasn't shocking to me, frankly, and you knew that the Bulldog at some point was going to have to face that serious challenge, and that was the day. And
you know what? They did go fast. They went 46 flat. The Bulldog paced his mile 46-1. Gabe Pruitt, though, mentioned first time in years there was not a world record broken during Grand Circuit week. So the track, you'd have to think, was not at its best.
Yeah, it maybe just wasn't that lightning fast track that we had seen. So, yeah, it's one of those where, the loss for Bulldog does absolutely nothing to diminish the great horse he is and the season he's had. On the other hand, take nothing away from Allywag Hanover. He won fair and square, was the better horse on the day. And, he'd been hinting at that. He'd had a couple of trips before that he didn't have to do much work and finished up really strong and fresh. And, he's a relatively fresh horse coming in, where the Bulldog, those big miles week in, week out, at some point have to catch up to him slightly, just to the point where he's, maybe not up to a 145 and change mile. And that's all it takes for one of those other horses to step up. Well,
this is the thing. The way he's been winning, drawing away from them and winning all by himself on the line. And here, for one start, he's got a horse following him every step of the way, and a really good horse at that.
Speaking of tracks that have been lightning fast, on the other hand, right here in London, and we talked about it. We've seen a track record on the trotting side, and I believe we've seen actually a couple of track records, right?
I believe so, yeah, like duly resolved. Power of Grace, it wasn't long ago when she broke the track trotting record for mares, and just kudos to our team here who do some serious work. They really look after the surface here in London. You can see right there. Beautiful night for a horse race. I love to say that when the sun is shining, and look at the fall colors. Hey, just a beautiful venue to take in the live action here in the forest city of Ontario.
Doug Lilly, the track man here in London, one of the very best in the business. And, you know, the track, it's like anyone that's really good at their job, really passionate. The track to Doug is almost like a child, right? It's just that meticulous.
Yeah, it's his baby, you know. He takes his job very seriously, and it shows. It shows. And mentioning track records, you go back to Camelot Classic night, to Jimmy Freight. The overall stallion mark now belongs to that pacer, and what a trip that was. Another horse that probably could have maybe gone sub 50 if the half would have got cut out a little quicker by the pace setter tattoo artist in our Camelot Classic.
We are moments away from race number 4 tonight, 4 of 6 as part of our coverage this evening. Want to shout out to George Ella watching in tonight from Sudbury. Jason Turnbull, friend of the show from Dominion,
East.
Nova Scotia.
Down east, yeah.
Dale Liska, good friend of the show as well.
Takes some wonderful pictures, doesn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. We are so blessed to have so many wonderful equine photographers. Some that are professional photographers, of course, and others that are not, but still take
fabulous
amazing photos.
I love going to his Facebook page after he's been at the races. He's got some quality photos to show.
And a hello going out to Larry Rosinski, watching in from Western Canada out in Saskatchewan tonight.
Wonderful.
Welcome to everybody tuning in this evening. Hope you've enjoyed what we're calling the Nat Day Show at this point.
So far. So far, indeed.
3 for 3, looking to keep the perfect streak intact tonight with a 4th consecutive win. Do you think it's going to happen?
I was surprised to see 8-1 on Mr. X on that morning line. Right now, 7-5 is where I thought he probably should have been, maybe 2-1. This horse always takes play regardless of who's driving, especially when his nose is on gate, because we know this horse is kind of a one-trick pony. You know where he's going.
Exactly, and you know, could we see yet another gate-to-wire win? It wouldn't be shocking, that's for sure. 8-5, and I think it's even a reasonable price, considering the kind of night that Nat has had so far, and how the horse fits. There's a look at Ribsy in Old Friends, Kentucky. This is a regular thing, right? He's always had to do this with the old horse.
Since I've been here, you know, I came in the fall of 2013, and likely the first night I called races, I was watching this exact Ribsy Roberts leading Old Friends, Kentucky to the starting gate.
The gate rolling for the 4th race, 4th of 6 tonight from the Raceway, as we continue with the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Female Drivers Challenge.
They're into the turn, and the field of 8 pacers is coming in front of the grandstand for the start of race 4. They're off, and backing off was Podium Sealster as Mr. X steps out aggressively, opening up by 2 for Nat Day. Following that one on the inside, Mystic Messenger circling up into 3rd, trying to decide about pylon position or not, but settling into 3rd, that's Shippin' Out. And then back and forth by about 1.5 lengths behind that one, Stonebridge Scout. Parked in 5th and gaining Podium Sealster. On the inside in 6th is Mac the Knife. And the 2 at the back of the pack are May 2-4 and Old Friends Kentucky, headed to the quarter, 29-3 clocking for a freewheeling Mr. X. The 4-5 top choice leads by about 3 lengths, and he's followed by Mystic Messenger in the pocket. Still 3rd, that's Shippin' Out, as action comes first over. 4th from Podium Sealster. They turn toward the half, and the leader is still Mr. X, with Mystic Messenger biding his time in the pocket for Pam Forgey. Gaining ground now, 3 wide from far back. That's May 2-4. It's a battle on for the 2nd position right now as they went by the half, and they're still led by Mr. X. That is Mystic Messenger 2nd, parking Podium Sealster in 3rd. 4th, advancing 3 wide now, is May 2-4. And between horses, that's Shippin' Out, who's backing off a little on the inside. Advancing, that's Stonebridge Scout, and at the back of the pack, Mac the Knife, and the trailer is Old Friends Kentucky, opening up Mr. X by about 6 lengths over Mystic Messenger. Moving up the pylons into third as they pass that 3/4 in 1:28 and 4 is Stonebridge Scout. Others backing down from that wide battle. Up front, no challengers confronting Mr. X, who is going away for Nat Day. Mr. X, much the best, ahead of Mystic Messenger and Stonebridge Scout. 1:58 and 2.
Mr. X, the 11-year-old veteran, his 8th trip to the winner's circle this season, 61st career trip for the winner of more than $315,000. So combined gate speed, back class, and a hot driver, pretty much an unbeatable combination.
Right on. The one trick pony with his trick speed there. You know what? This horse tugged hard on Nat. And here's Nat. Under wraps, never lifted a line on this horse. For me, that was just a training mile for the old warrior. He loved that mission.
Michelle Sherman, the current trainer, and did the road work last time out in the debut for that barn, and finished 5th. And tonight, right down the road, 1:58 and 2. Another sparkling effort for the veteran.
One thing I know about Mr. X, when he gets off by himself like that, he gets real brave, but he doesn't take the eyeball well, and maybe that's what happened last start.
And you know, it's amazing to say that, isn't it? When you think about it, for a 61-time career winner, but yeah, when he's on his game, this is what he can do and do best. Go to the front and couple of left-hand turns and away you go.
And we mentioned the camaraderie among the girls, and here they are headed back to the Paddock and Nat for the winner's circle, of course, and you know they're having fun out there.
So coming into tonight, we wondered, well, who is going to win? I think that is now no longer in doubt. The question is, will anyone be able to knock off Nat in one of the last couple of races? And, you know, she's winning with the ones you expect her to win with, and then, you know, getting it done from post 7. So, yeah, she's just driving with so much confidence.
My selections, I've got her picked to win races 5 and 6, so she's already won 4. And I mentioned, you know what, it's not impossible for her to win all 6, and we could see that happen. The last time we seen a driver win the first 5, Trevor Henry here on Camluck Classic night, and here's Nat going 4 for 4 to open things up.
Yeah, we could have had a prop bet on that tonight. That would have been a good one, right?
Indeed.
The over-under.
Yeah, that would have went well.
Nat could win or could sweep all 6.
One thing I'm picking up here, you know, we're in the studio here, but the grandstand is making some noise outside.
You're right. You're right. You can hear it from inside here, which is rare because, you know, we're quite a ways inside the building at our location. Yep. So it's great to see, and folks are out on the outside patio tarmac as
along
well.
the fence, right? They line up and up towards the top of the stretch there, and I'm sure the drivers are really loving it because the noise we're hearing from inside, they're hearing just as much going by with their horses, I'm sure.
We'll say hello to Colleen Ballore, tuning in tonight as well. Says a driving clinic tonight at the fair. Congrats to Nat and Colleen. And Brent and Greystone Farms. Gene Caddy will be selling 3 yearlings this coming week at the yearling sale here.
The Greystone.
The Greystone horses, yeah. Nice group of 3. And I believe the first time that they're selling, they usually keep the homebreds and race them. And they've had tremendous success doing that, obviously.
Right on.
All right, looks like Ashley McDonald's gonna chat more. Let's see how Nat's doing now versus when we first spoke to her back in race 1.
What can we say? It's been all Nat Day. Congratulations on your 4th straight. How'd you feel about that one?
I was confident with him going in. He's got a power of speed, and he runs. So he goes as fast as he can, as hard as he can. So he's not an easy drive. He's a little cuckoo, but yeah, he was the most confident one of the night.
That's great. And then you said that you need to give your arms a little break. He's been quite aggressive, and he's walking back by himself. Are you excited about your next drive?
Yeah. Well, after this, I think the pressure's off, but Tyler's put a fair bit of pressure on me for the next one. So, yeah, I said, I need a little break, Sean. Can you take this horse so I can have my arms a break for the next one?
Well, best of luck, Nat Day. Back to you, boys.
Thank you, Ashley and Nat Day. And she'll get just a few minutes to get her breath back and to get ready to go again in the upcoming 5th race. But another winning favorite, Mr. X, $3.90. Nice exacta return, though, $25. And the Try and Super again. Nice result with a heavy favorite winning.
Forgy is certainly hitting the tickets with these value players. Great to see her, and likely a good boost of confidence for her going forward, sitting behind the horses.
And a nice result for Maggie Jones as well. Cracks the top 3 with the 14-year-old Stonebridge Scout, another horse that's in his final season of racing. Something I don't know if this is true or whether we just think it is, but it seems like we have a lot more 13, 14-year-old horses in this part of the world than other places. You think I'm imagining that? Or
I don't think so. I think it's great to see. You know, if it's not here in Ontario where they're finishing up their careers, many of them do that back east around the Maritimes, and many of them move on to matinee racing following their pari-mutuel careers.
And, you know, New Year's Eve on the program there, we've had the Old Lang Syne Trot and Pace. And, you know, we have so many that I believe in the last year or so we've even been writing, or were writing, a regular class that was filling and producing excellent competitive races.
Yeah, the seniors events were very popular. We had the likes of Leafs and Wings, Lam and Rain, among others, and that was really popular. And maybe we'll see that as we get closer to New Year's Eve, the Old Lang Syne.
4 races down, 2 more to go. Time for another quick commercial break. We'll be back with more in a moment. You're watching COSA-TV.
Oh, wild finish! It's a Breeders' Crown showdown at Woodbine Mohawk Park. 2 nights of incredible racing, 12 divisional championships, over $6.5 million in prize money. Join us on October 28th and 29th for harness racing's richest, most prestigious year-end fight to the finish. From the long shots to the sure shots, it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
With more than 150 years of tradition behind it, Century Spring Farms has built a reputation for raising and breeding champions. Like 2-time O'Brien Award winner and Horse of the Year, Century Pharaoh. Little Brown Jug champion, Limelight Beach. And current OSS stars, Century Invader and Century Inspector. Their sprawling 200-acre farm in the heart of southwestern Ontario is the ideal location for raising healthy and happy youngsters. Be sure to check out their yearling lineup at this fall's London Classic Yearling Sale. Century Spring Farms, producing champions in Ontario and beyond.
Welcome back to the Winner's Circle at the Raceway at Western Fair District. It's the Nat Day Circle tonight. She's 4 for 4 to start off the evening here. Give you a look at the leaderboard, and the lead has been increasing with each and every race, and Nat's going to hit the century mark as far as overall points tonight, it appears. She's at 98, has increased the lead to 30 points. Amazing. Mary Lemberg's worked her way up into second position over Julie Walker, and Pam Forgy, again, we've talked about that, has had a real good night at the office as well. Solidly in 4th place as Maggie Jones maintains her spot in the top 5. 2 more races to go here this evening. 5th one coming up, sponsored by the John Arts Group. And time to find out more about another one of our competitors tonight as we get to know a little bit more about these ladies and what got them into the sport and what some of their interests might be outside of racing. And McGregor, Ontario's Britt Kennedy, a familiar face certainly at the Raceway, and her nickname is BK. Again, I didn't know that until today. I was 0 years old when I found that out. What do you enjoy most? The insight the training gives you into driving. So that's we've heard that, I think, earlier from Julie Walker as well. And favorite hobbies and sports teams? Well, she's big into the rock festivals.
I know that.
Yeah, she's big
just
into that.
Follow her on Facebook, and you know that.
And loves her Detroit teams. You know, all teams Detroit pretty much, but does like the Blue Jays apparently as well.
Yeah, that works.
But yeah, Britt, massage therapist, I believe, as part of her primary career too, but always training and sometimes driving her stable of horses as well.
Never knew her nickname was BK. The only time I've ever heard BK, I had a buddy of mine worked at Burger King back home. BK. So BK comes back with Britt Kennedy here as we get set for race number 5.
And speaking of great nicknames, we are again joined by Sugar Doyle on the desk tonight, the voice of the raceway, former voice out in Alberta at Northlands Park years back, and the longtime voice now of the raceway here in Ontario, the native of Summerside PEI. So lots of PEI connections here tonight. Myself and Sugar, of course, Samantha Gallant.
Great to see Samantha before the show. You know, anytime this has been going on, she seems to be up and around, and she's done a wonderful job down Prince Edward Island way. Red Shores has certainly come on board for Harness the Hope. Yeah,
and such a commitment when you take on an event like this, and especially when you're doing it at a brand new, in a brand new region and a new venue. It is quite an undertaking, and she's assembled a full team over the years that help her out behind the scenes, and it's just a wonderful event, both here and the event in Prince Edward Island. And her older brother Terry,
yes,
is a familiar name that people might know here in Ontario as well. He's been plying his trade here in Ontario for a number of years now and doing quite well.
That's right. Terry Gallant has been up around here probably since the 80s and back down to race around Prince Edward Island. He was able to win the signature race in our hometown of Summerside, Prince Edward Island. We share hometowns, the Gallants and myself. Was able to win the Governor's Plate there in Summerside years ago, dedicated that victory to his mom who had passed. Outlaw Positive Charge, the Outlaw. He was known as down around Prince Edward Island, a fan favorite for many.
Saying hello again to some of our viewers watching tonight. Judy Watt, watching from Arthur, Ontario. Mel Dennis from Massachusetts tuning in. And Russell Morgan taking in the show as well. Thank you to all of you. And again, everybody who comments with a chance to win that Camelot Classic jacket as part of the coverage here tonight. We are featuring the OLG Women's Driving Championship. Sugar, we growing up had a really well-known female driver in Atlantic Canada that we followed, and Claire McDonald really sort of paved the way, I think, for a lot of young ladies that wanted to get into the sport and especially get into the driving side. Fantastic driver, fantastic horse person, of course. And our viewers watching, perhaps you've had a favorite female driver over the years that you watched. Leave us a comment. But yeah, Claire really took a backseat to no one, and especially when it came to top stakes horses in Atlantic Canada.
For driving and training, she has continued year after year, decade after decade now, of putting some very nice stakes horses on track. And I had the opportunity to watch her win a stake race at Summerside last summer. My mom standing right next to me on the backstretch of Northumberland Street, and Claire was on top by many lengths with a well-known trotter, I believe, Appelia, and was winning going down the backstretch, and she was able to kind of take a peek over to ask anything coming, Sugar, and I said drive on, and Mom looked at me and she was smiling from ear to ear. So a very special moment that Claire created for me and my 88-year-old mother at the time.
And there's probably a young lady or two or more than that, hopefully, that are watching and, seeing what these ladies do and saying, you know what, I want to do that when I get older, and, seeing that, we can do this and we can compete at a top level and, make a career out of it if we so choose. And it was interesting, Britt Kennedy, we didn't show it on the graphic there, but one of the comments she made was growing up, Karen Feckett was her idol. Now Karen Hudon, but yeah, she was an excellent driver and excellent trainer of horses. And so there you go, right? So the next generation probably looking at these ladies tonight and saying, you know what, I might want to do that one day.
Connie Colthammer, another familiar name from where I began my career as an announcer. Did some wonderful, I mentioned Outlaw Positive Charge. Well, that's where he came from, the Outlaw stable of Fallon, Alberta. Connie Colthammer has put many outlaws on track over the years, and she's a fine driver in her own right as well out west.
Mark Horner brings up a name from the past, one of the great female drivers, maybe the greatest, B. Farber.
That name is
Sean Copey,
tops,
talking about Linda Duncan from the Duncan family from southwestern Ontario as well. Very accomplished family in the sport. And yeah, there's just been, you know, so many over the years. Jackie and Gracia comes to mind down in the U.S. as well. I
mentioned the McPhee family earlier on the broadcast. Amber McPhee, of course, generations of McPhees now involved in racing, and she's been at it quite some time, and she continues to do good things.
Better give our friend Tammy McKay a shout out too. Tammy's had many trips to the winner's circle over the course of her career. Her and her Dad Emmons,
right.
You know, they've been racing the stable there for a number of years. And Tammy gave us some of our biggest thrills old home week. Her brother Ozzie and I, of course, are best friends growing up. That's and Tammy would inevitably old home week have a couple of big drives, maybe on Gold Cup and Saucer night. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everybody would be cheering for her, and that was part of what made that week so great.
When we were young, the McKay barn would put Kilcare and Fury on the track there, and we'd watch him walk through a post parade, and he was special, and his own, and Tammy would be the one to lead him back for winter circles, right? So,
well, you brought back a good memory for me, Sugar, because that's where you know, I was starting my announcing career back in the early days in Summerside, back in the I dare say it, the 1980s.
That's right.
And yeah, I had the privilege of calling Kilcare and Fury in his heyday, and then the younger brother, Kilcare and Ingle, who was an electrifying pacer, and they both set track records all over Atlantic Canada and at Summerside. So, yeah, that's a nice trip down memory lane for a couple of PEI guys.
That's right.
Casey Coleman started as a driver out west. Michelle Casson brings that up, and that's exactly right. Came here to Ontario with the family, and yeah, she was doing some driving and training.
Blue and yellow.
And yeah, obviously, you know, renowned as one of Canada's best trainers for the last 15-20 year period, no question about that. But did some driving as well and did pretty well out there, if I recall.
She did too, and you know what? Todd Bealby from out that way, I knew of her well. Bill Davis is where she got many of her early lessons, of course. The late Bill Davis. So, yeah, the Dominator, Bill was known as in British Columbia driving circles. So, yeah, she's learned from some of the best out that way, and brought it all here to Ontario.
All right, so we heard before that race Nat talking about the pressure, the added pressure here of driving for Tyler Borth, a guy that she competes with many times out on the racetrack. And you want to talk about a tough competitor, Tyler. No tougher in these parts in the last few years, certainly, where he's blossomed into one of the best drivers in southwestern Ontario.
For sure.
And you know what? She's only half joking. He would be putting some pressure on her in here. He would be expecting big things.
Well, the horse players are putting some pressure on now. This is the way this horse looked last start. I commented before his last outing that he looked so good following the post parade. He's doing the same thing here. This is a 3-year-old colt, son of Muscle Mass. I could see Nat pointing this one, and if he can get forwardly placed and keep things clean in the early going, he may try to wire them up here in the 5th race as he does move in a spot with the scratch of number 5.
Yeah, I think it's only logical that this horse should be sitting on a really good race. Had missed a couple of months away from the racetrack. Qualified October 1st, and then from post 7 here last time, got away third and finished third.
Right.
Good tightener, should set up the horse perfectly. I have this one as one of my most probable, unless he beats himself.
Yeah, this one to top the high five. And you know what? Second start back off a layoff, it's always been an angle for me, likely yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see how it unfolds. Can Nat Day make it 5 consecutive victories tonight on COSA-TV? Starting gate rolling for the 5th. Once again, Melissa Keith with the race call.
The 7 Self-Important, and the trailer from post 8 is Satin Pajamas. They're into the turn under the lights for the start of the 5th on Harness the Hope night at the Raceway at Western Fair. Spotting others a few lengths from the inside is Laugh Now, blasting out from post 6. That's J-Port Roadrunner, circling third time's the dream, going into the first turn and freewheeling it to the 8th. J-Port Roadrunner opens up by 3-4 lengths now. Third time's the charm is second. Scooting up the cones into third is Satin Pajamas. Oh, on a break from the pocket. There goes the favorite. Third time's the charm, taken wide by Britt Kennedy, and that leaves J-Port Roadrunner with about a 6-length edge over Satin Pajamas, who's still sitting second now and gaining ground at the quarter pole, reached in 29 3. In fact, Satin Pajamas is tightening up now, right behind former breakaway leader J-Port Roadrunner as they turn in front of the grandstand, headed to the half, and Nat Day still there with J-Port Roadrunner looking good from the pocket. Julie Walker and Satin Pajamas third. That's Woodshed coming fourth from first over. Laugh Now back in 5th along the pylons is Duke Deo, and that one followed by Self-Important, trailing by many lengths, not getting back into it. Third time's the dream. The half in 101 3 for J-Port Roadrunner, still up front by about 2 lengths ahead of Satin Pajamas. Now taken to second last is Laugh Now, and nobody getting to J-Port Roadrunner. He's still up there by about 4 lengths, and Satin Pajamas holding on for place at the moment. In third, that's Woodshed. Stepping out from fourth to come first over is Duke Deo. It's many lengths back to Self-Important, Laugh Now, and the trailer third time's the dream, 131 4. And J-Port Roadrunner is running away with this one for Nat Day. J-Port Roadrunner all alone by about 5 lengths. Up for place is Satin Pajamas over Duke Deo in 202 1.
Ho-hum, another walk in the park tonight as Nat Day makes it 5 for 5. J-Port Roadrunner, heavily favorite. And, yeah, maybe the biggest effort here is going to be pulling the horse up afterwards. Made it look effortless, 202 1.
Yeah, the body language throughout that race for that colt was incredible. You mentioned to me as going through turn number 2, look at the ears. You know, I said this horse is loving this trip. He's loving the fact that, Nat Day, we mentioned one of the lightest drivers in Ontario. Not that Tyler's heavy, but this horse just loved every minute of this mile. And I'm thinking Nat Day, she loves her trotters too. Herbert, she raced that trotter through Ontario last few seasons. So she's having a great time aboard this colt.
And look at the bounce in the horse's stride.
Beautiful.
And like you say, the ears were moving constantly. Just a training mile almost for this guy. Kind of an eye catcher out on the racetrack. Going to be interesting to see what lies ahead, perhaps, for this 3-year-old muscle mass colt. At this point, this late in the 3-year-old season, any shot of being a stakes horse are pretty much behind him. But only 9 starts into his career. 2:02.1, not the kind of time that is going to win you a major race, but the way he did it suggests that he could blossom into any kind of a horse going forward.
I love the fact that he's taken a rest prior to this London meet, so I think we're going to see this colt lots during this meet that has just started up in London. The look of this horse is incredible. Like he may be taking over Mr. Handsome, the Mr. Handsome nickname for me here. What can I say? A winner for Day, a few races back, and here she is aboard another handsome trotter. And this horse is just spectacular. Everything he did out there, and even the way he's coming back to the winner's circle, spectacular.
3-5, another prohibitive favorite getting it done here for Nat Day, but a couple of long shots in there again. Satin Pajamas at 35-1 second, and Woodshed completing the superfecta at 25-1. Duke Deo, Samara Johnson getting into the top three there as well. There's Tyler on hand to greet
great to see
his trotter coming back, and they'll be all smiles.
Right on, and look at the support in the winner's circle. This is just a fabulous sight, folks. You're watching the OLG, Ontario Women's Driving Championship on Harness the Hope night in London.
Absolutely big entourage in the winner's circle to greet Jay Port, Roadrunner, a good-looking son of Muscle Mass who wins his third start in 9 this year. And the victory puts him just a little bit shy of $15,000 on the campaign. So, yeah, with not a lot of money on his program and at his age, there's a lot of earning potential over the winter season here.
Indeed.
All right, I think we are going to take another commercial break. And when we come back, we'll see if we can find some more winning connections.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
Getting a look at the pari-mutuel returns, and Sugar, it is a Nat Day pick 5 tonight.
It is too. Last time we saw one, Camelot Classic night, Trevor Henry come in here and took the first 5 dashes, and here has been Natasha Day. The super high five play, another one of those go-to wagers here in London. Incredible payout with Nat Day on top, a 20-cent high five, $747 and change.
And all the payouts here are really fantastic. The Exacta even, $137 plus. That's incredible. And if you had the all Nat Day pick 5, 20 center would get you almost $65. A dollar ticket over $300. What's wrong with that?
That's what I thought of when Trevor Henry won those 5 races Camelot Classic night. If you'd have played it for $1, you were going to make a ton. If you played Nat Day, which is not hard to do in every race for $1, you're getting back over $300. Incredible.
So now the question is, can she do it? Can she sweep all 6? What a memorable feat that would be if she could do it, and to do it in a driving championship final.
That could be the headline, right? It could be the headline, seriously. If she could get there with Azucar Pipe Dream coming up, a rail advantage. It's another horse that has missed some time, but for me, I've got this one picked on top and will be forwardly placed in the upcoming 6th race.
with the victory in the 5th, vaults herself well over 100 points now in the current standings. Julie Walker regained 2nd spot narrowly over Marielle Enberg, Pam Forgy, Maggie Jones. So no changes in the top 5. There's been a little bit of jostling within the top 5 tonight, but the top 5 have stayed there all evening.
We'll go back to your hometown, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Kevin Boomer Gallant would say they're going to race for a place in this one.
It appears so at this point in time, no question. Want to welcome some other viewers, those tuning in tonight on our YouTube channel. Got the username Trotter's Mind watching from Finland tonight.
Wow.
So we've got England represented, Finland.
Incredible.
The United States, Canada, and more.
That's
great to have you on board.
That's great support.
Ted
Great
McGinnis
support.
is watching as well on the YouTube channel. Hello to Ted, and hello to everybody tuning in tonight. Still some time. Drop us a comment in the chat and let us know what you think of tonight's performance by Nat Day and others. Perhaps a thought on the OSS Superfinals coming up tomorrow night. If you've got a question you'd like to pass along as well, happy to try and answer that for you here tonight. Everyone that does comment, you're entered for the chance to win that Camelot Classic jacket. Another bio board here to look at. Samara Johnson of Baileyborough, Ontario. I have to admit, I have not heard of Baileyborough. I'm not sure where that is.
I'm with you.
And she seems like a bit of a character. We don't know Samara, but her bio was pretty funny. Her nickname, well, she says, just don't call me late to dinner.
Folks will ask me my name. I'll tell them, and just don't call me late for dinner.
Absolutely. Her first win, a horse called Get Behind Anything in the Mildred Williams driving series at the time. And some interesting hobbies, a singer-songwriter. And, part of Harness the Hope, the virtual shows, was karaoke, different horse people from around the province. So
very good.
Maybe a future edition, we'll see her in that as well. She likes painting, baking, crafts, just to name a few, and of course the horses.
Some wonderful hobbies there, and I was hoping she'd get there with a long shot tonight. I had her pegged in a few spots with some value players, but just didn't work out. But it's great to have her with us tonight. Samara Johnson, wonderful job.
And nice to find out a little bit more about all of the ladies here throughout the night. Come from a variety of backgrounds, come from many different parts of the world too. And
That's right.
So it's interesting that they would all end up here in Ontario, which tells you Ontario is one of those places that people, if they want to make a career in horse racing, gravitate to. All right, time to head back over to the Paddock location to join some special guests.
We're back in the paddock with Julie Walker, who has 74 points in second, and Marielle Enberg, who has 72 points, which is in third. So we're battling it out for second, ladies. How do you feel about your next drive?
We're just going to try to beat Nat.
That is a good
Yeah, we're just gonna try. We're just gonna do our best.
Yeah? Okay. Well, ladies, let's go beat Nat. Back to you, boys.
Oh, that's good stuff. We're going to try and beat Matt, but they're laughing and smiling. It's great.
It's kind of like watching a hockey game where it's late in the third, it's 5-0, and they just
like a Leaf game.
Like a Leaf game. They just want to score one on the goaltender.
Yeah, exactly right. And just try and sort of salvage something. But like I said, they're ultra competitive. But I think they also probably appreciate that something special is happening tonight.
Indeed.
And then happy to be a part of it, and then just happy to be beginning to do this tonight and be part of the wonderful cause and get out and drive a bunch of horses tonight and compete. So
it's exciting. I just a thought just went by. Should Nat win this race? I mean, I'm just thinking about what's the headline going to read maybe on Standard Break Canada, and the hair on my arm is standing up just thinking about it. So
there they go one more time, exiting our Paddock location. So coming into the night again, it was a competition. Nat had a nice lead, but certainly nothing insurmountable. But here we are 5 races later and just wondering if we're going to see something really historic and a memorable event that people will keep in their memory banks for a long, long time.
More pink. Pink is everywhere.
There they come. A couple of more to look at here. 6-5 on the board on Azukar Pipe Dream, who is coming off a qualifying win. So again, there's, similar to the horse we saw her win with in leg 3.
Upgrade Valley.
A little bit of a question mark coming in. This doesn't look like a slam dunk on paper, but you've got Nat doing what she's doing. You've got post 1 to work with, and here's a horse that. A mare that does know her way to the winner's circle, especially at this venue. Set a pretty good career record here.
Yeah, and anytime I've seen this mare win, it's usually been on the lead. When she makes front, she's very tough to go on by, and you know what? It makes things very tough for the others when the speed threat has that rail advantage.
Okay, I'm going to use a bit of an analogy here. This kind of almost feels like this past weekend, like Bulldog Hanover, right? Been winning the big streak, and can he do it? Can he win again? And it's kind of like with Nat. Can she pull it off? Can she do it, or is somebody going to play giant killer now?
It'd be nice to see, but you know what? As we just saw, Julie Walker, Maggie Jones being interviewed there with Ashley McDonald. They want to beat Matt. They want to take her down once. So they're not going to just hand this race to her.
And a nice crowd out on the patio, going to be taking in the action up close and in person here for the last of our 6 races as part of the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Female Drivers Challenge. And for the first time, us hosting the finale, the championship finale here at the Raceway. Again, part of the program tonight that is Harness the Hope Night. There are 10 races in total tonight, and some of the regular guys, I'm sure, are chomping at the bit to get back into action here later on the card as well. But yeah, the night has belonged really to Nat Day coming in here. What do you think? Do you think she completes the 6-race sweep, or do you think finally one of the others are going to step up here and get it done?
You know what? She's come this far, 5 for 5. She wants 6-6. She's very competitive, Greg. Whether she's racing against the guys or racing against the ladies, she wants to go 6 for 6. And I'm sure our fans who've been making all the noise on track here tonight, they would love to see it too. I think she goes all the way. I think she gets it done, and I think she gets the big headline.
And in my mind, we'll see. We're going to find out in about 2-3 minutes from now. But I think this is going to be the most challenging for her to win, believe it or not. I just think with the question marks, the time away from the racetrack, and the quality of some of the other rivals in here. Some very good horses in the spot that have been racing good of late.
It's like you mentioned about the Bulldog. He looked so good going into his latest. He seemed to be unbeatable. But you know what? It's just going to take a horse to get the right kind of trip to stay close to Azukar Pipe Dream to maybe take Nat down. You know what? If the mare gets away from them, turning for home. She will not be caught, but they got to stay close in order to have a shot. Don't let her get away. She's going to be on or near the lead. If she does make front, they just have to stay close to try to take her down late in this one.
Let's ask our viewers one more time. Let us know, is Nat going to complete the sweep tonight? We'd love to hear from you. And we'll give a quick shout out to some of the other viewers tuning in tonight on the HRU Facebook feed tonight. Daryl Bell, he's tuning in this evening, as well as Dennis Cool is watching in. James Pearson from Scotland, so we've got Scotland represented here tonight as well. Good look there at the one.
The body language.
What's the body language telling you?
The body language says this. She wants to roll. And Nat might not have any say in it. This mare wants to rock and roll tonight.
And in your opinion, will that be a good thing or a bad thing?
This is a good thing. This mare, I believe, is geared up and ready to roll. The qualifier, winning qualifier, gate to wire, and like I said, when this mare has been in the winner's circle here in London, for probably 90% of the victories, it's been from the front end mission. This mare just wants to rock and roll tonight.
Let's see. The consensus early on is that she is going to get the clean sweep. Most viewers think that she can.
Yeah.
2-1, right next door, Maura Mappo, Mariel Enberg. She's had a great night.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see co-favorites here. 3 of them, the 1, 2, 6, are all taking the same kind of action at 2-1. So maybe it's the layoff that is steering some horse players towards the other horses in this one.
I think post 4-starter Crystal Dragon could be heard from here for Deb Moran, and post 6-starter Woodmere Stella intriguing too. After racing primarily this summer at Kawartha Downs, the lone start here recently in London was a good one for new connections.
And here I was talking up Samara for an upset at some point this night. Wouldn't that be something to see her score aboard Rosella, which would not be out of the question right now? Co-longest shot on the board, 45-1 from post 5. Does show a break, 2 back, but she's done well when on or near the lead. So you know what, Samara for an upset possibility with 5 Rosella. It could happen.
One thing about her, she is a winning type. 6-time winner this season, but not the winningest horse in the field. That distinction belongs to number 8, WC Kenzie Cookie, and Britt Kennedy will be on board this 10-time winner. So that's what I was speaking about. I think there's a lot of quality here.
Sure.
And As You Car Pipe Dream, I think, has to be at her best to win, but has the benefit of post 1, and you know what the approach is going to be. So really it's... Again, I'm going back to the Bulldog Hanover race. And maybe it's a strange analogy, but there was really no mystery what was going to happen, and it was just could he execute and do it, and it'll be the same here.
I just love the look of the mare with Nat Day and a snug hold of this one following the post parade. She's just sort of bulging out of the harness and looks ready to do something good for Nat here, and that rail advantage I think is going to be key for this duo in here. So race 6 looks like we're getting close.
All right, we're getting set to go for the finale. Melissa Keith, what a job she's done.
Oh, fabulous.
Behind the microphone tonight. We'll hear her one more time at the call of our finale. And we'll invite folks to stay tuned following this 6th race. We'll wrap things up. We'll take just a short break. We'll be back with a little bit of bonus coverage as part of Harness the Hope Night as well here on COSA-TV. Melissa Keith with the call of the 6th and final. Can Nat Day make it a clean sweep in tonight's Drivers' Challenge?
Under the lights for the start of race 6. There they go, and blasting from the rail, As You Car Pipe Dream. Tucking in behind her, Maura Mappo. First over from 3rd is Stonebridge Crush. The first 3 in program order, followed by Crystal Dragon. The same trend continues to Rosella, who sits 5th. And then it's a few lengths back to 6th, where, no surprise, Woodmere Stella is at the moment. The 2 trailers, Burlesque, Sealster, and a bit of a tough early going for WC Kenzie Cookie at the back of the pack. As You Car Pipe Dream sets the early pace, 29-2 opening quarter. Up on her back, all over the helmet of Nat Day is Maura Mappo, and then 3rd Stonebridge Crush. From 4th, still Crystal Dragon in program order as they turn in front of the grandstand. The first time, it's As You Car Pipe Dream getting a dream of a trip on the front end, but Maura Mappo licking her chops. From 2nd for Mariel Enberg, and up the cones, that's Stonebridge Crush keeping pace. 4th is still Crystal Dragon adventuring first over now. From 5th is Rosella. They went by the half in 1:01 flat. And that's As You Car Pipe Dream just winging it with Mora Mappo waiting in the pocket. Third is still Stonebridge Crush, but not for long. Rosella advances first over into third, shuffling Stonebridge Crush back to fourth. Coming second over now from fifth is Crystal Dragon. Behind that one, gapping the cover. And in sixth is Stonebridge Stella. The two trailers are still Burlesque Sealster and WC Kenzie Cookie. A 3-length lead for As You Car Pipe Dream. Mora Mappo not accelerating from the pocket. Rosella still keeps coming and gaining ground late as they turn for home. 3/4 in 1:30 and 3. And it's As You Car Pipe Dreaming, having it as she likes it on the front end. It's no pipe dream, it's reality. Nat Day gets there. And she does it with As You Car Pipe Dream finishing ahead of Mora Mappo. Tight for show between Stonebridge Crush and Rosella. 2 minutes and 3/5.
Mission sweep complete as Nat Day gets it done once again with As You Car Pipe Dream, and the approach was the same: go to the front, take no prisoners. And when she got that crucial second quarter breather, Sugar, it was lights out from there. A big 59-3 back half, and her rivals just simply could not gain any ground in the final stages of that one.
That's right. She set them up in program order. She made front where she wanted to be with this one. The quarter, that was fine, 29-2, but noticeably tapping things up through the second quarter. Not to bunch them up or anything, but just smart driving on a horse that was coming in off the layoff.
So we get to watch an historical moment here tonight.
Incredible.
A sweep of the driving championship. I can't say this with certainty, but I'm doubtful if that has ever occurred before in a driving championship with a multi-leg format with this many races.
Sweep. Incredible.
Yeah, 6-race sweep. It's amazing.
Yeah, we had Trevor Henry win the first 5, Camel Classic night. Here's Nat Day winning the first 6 and all 6 of the OLG Ontario Women's Driving Championship on Harness the Hope night. Great to see. She's been smiling all night, and now an even bigger smile because she's going home with the $2,000 check. Custom-made driving silks, courtesy of Graham Silks, and of course she's going to get this big trophy sponsored by OLG and Ontario Racing. The spoils of victory are to come for Nat Day here in London.
All right, as she makes her way back to the winner's circle, we'll take another quick commercial timeout and be back to wrap up our driving championship coverage in a moment.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
And we are back with a look at Nat Day one more time. And what a special accomplishment this is, sweeping the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Female Driving Championship here tonight. Looks like Ashley McDonald is standing by. We'll hear more from tonight's clean sweep winner.
Congratulations, Natasha Day. You've swept it. 6 or 6. How do you feel?
Yeah, I've never done 6 before, so yeah, pretty happy with that. That's a first right there.
And you've won off the front. You came all a ways, and you've done it all. So is there anything else you're missing from the night?
A drink.
A stiff drink for Natasha Day for winning the 22 OLG Women's Championship Final. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ashley.
Back to you, boys.
Thank you once again, Ashley McDonald. Great job all night long. And Nat Day, yes, it is something that we won't soon forget. Victorious in all 6 of our races tonight as part of this championship evening. As your car pipe dream, $3.30 winner, so another winning favorite. $4.70 the exacta return, teaming up with Maura Mappo for Mary Ellenberg. Julie Walker finishing 3rd, and Samara Johnson to round out the top 4. And some low exotic returns there, as expected, with the favorites 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that will conclude tonight's driving championship. We'll see if we can perhaps get one more look at the final driver standings. But again, it's been great having everybody tuning in here this evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. There wasn't as much drama as we expected coming into the night, but what a performance, what a clinic put on tonight by Natasha Day, the Australia native. Congratulations to her for winning in the series where she was the leader all season long and caps it off in style. 118 points, the final tally. And how about this? Julie Walker, Mary Ellenberg, they were in a great ding-dong battle all night long for second place in the standings, and wouldn't you know it, they finished tied, 80 points each. Pam Forgey had a really solid night here as well. And Maggie Jones, she held her spot in the top 5. Samara Johnson, Deb Moran, Britt Kennedy, and Marie-Claude Auger, who is not able to be with us tonight. But what a performance the ladies put on. Great show. And again, congratulating Nat Day not only on the win itself, but in the way she did it with 6 consecutive wins. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more coverage here on COSA-TV in a moment.
Oh, wild finish!
It's a Breeders' Crown Showdown at Woodbine Mohawk Park. 2 nights of incredible racing, 12 divisional championships, over $6.5 million in prize money. Join us on October 28th and 29th for harness racing's richest, most prestigious year-end fight to the finish. From the long shots to the sure shots, it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
With more than 150 years of tradition behind it, Century Spring Farms has built a reputation for raising and breeding champions. Like 2-time O'Brien Award winner and Horse of the Year, Century Pharaoh. Little Brown Jug champion, Limelight Beach. And current OSS stars, Century Invader and Century Inspector. Their sprawling 200-acre farm in the heart of southwestern Ontario is the ideal location for raising healthy and happy youngsters. Be sure to check out their yearling lineup at this fall's London Classic Yearling Sale. Century Spring Farms, producing champions in Ontario and beyond.
Welcome back to COSA-TV. A busy weekend. We'll continue tomorrow night. More live coverage coming up tomorrow night. We are looking forward to the Ontario Sire Stakes Super Finals. Almost $2 million in purse money as we crown the champions of the Ontario Sire Stakes for 2022. 8 championship finals coming your way from Woodbine Mohawk Park. We will be with you for that. We've got another couple of great prize giveaways as well. An OSS swag package and a set of autographed colors from Dexter Dunn. So looking forward to that. Hope you can join us again tomorrow evening on COSA-TV. And don't forget to stick around here this evening. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a moment with some enhanced coverage of Harness the Hope Night, some special presentations and giveaways coming up in just a couple of moments as well. So stay tuned for that. And again, don't forget to join us again tomorrow night. Stay tuned to our social channels as well, as we'll announce the winner of tonight's prize giveaway.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU covers the sport from all angles with news, features, photography, opinion, and analysis of racing. Also, HRU covers breeding and sales, as well as industry stories you need to know. It's all delivered by a deep, diverse, and talented team of writers and photographers. And the best news is that it's free to subscribe. Subscribe to HRU today for free at harnessracingupdate.com and see what everyone is talking about.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to tarahills.com.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
It's a Breeders' Crown Showdown at Woodbine Mohawk Park. 2 nights of incredible racing, 12 divisional championships, over $6.5 million in prize money. Join us on October 28th and 29th for harness racing's richest, most prestigious year-end fight to the finish. From the long shots to the sure shots, it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with hpibet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU covers the sport from all angles with news, features, photography, opinion, and analysis of racing. Also, HRU covers breeding and sales, as well as industry stories you need to know. It's all delivered by a deep, diverse, and talented team of writers and photographers. And the best news is that it's free to subscribe. Subscribe to HRU today for free at harnessracingupdate.com and see what everyone is talking about. With more than 150 years of tradition behind it, Century Spring Farms has built a reputation for raising and breeding champions. Like two-time O'Brien Award winner and Horse of the Year, Century Pharaoh. Little Brown Jug champion, Limelight Beach. And current OSS stars, Century Invader and Century Inspector. Their sprawling 200-acre farm in the heart of southwestern Ontario is the ideal location for raising healthy and happy youngsters. Be sure to check out their yearling lineup at this fall's London Classic Yearling Sale. Century Spring Farms, producing champions in Ontario and beyond.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
Welcome back to the Raceway in London, Ontario, on the heels of an historic OLG Women's Driving Championship night. It's also Harness the Hope night, and we're upstairs at the top of the fair here at the Raceway. And the principals behind Harness the Hope are with me now. Christy Dustin, of course, and Mother Doreen and Sister Brandy, who've put the event on here for 17 years. Sam Gallant, who organizes the event in Prince Edward Island and is here helping out tonight as well. So Christy, 17 years, and how wonderful is it to be back in person here under fairly normal conditions again?
Well, words can't really describe the excitement that we have on track and the support that we have from the people in attendance and the racing community. Nothing beats that like in person. I mean, online we did extremely well and the events were very successful, but in person it holds a special place in our hearts for sure.
And you try and make the event bigger, better, a little more unique every year. What were some of the highlights this year of the event?
I'd have to say the number one highlight is the OLG Women's Drivers Championship. They decided to graciously jump on board and donate all of the drivers' earnings from that entire series throughout the season to our efforts. So, I mean, we can't thank OLG and those 8 women who, you know, showed up to every single track, which was all over Ontario, and donated their earnings to us.
And you guys have been busy too, right? And the event's expanded over the years. Just tell us what the schedule looked like. What tracks did you get to?
So this year, aside from Prince Edward Island, which I'm sure Sam will get to for you guys, but we visited 6 tracks in total. So a thank you goes out to Dresden, Hanover, Clinton, Grand River, Leamington, and of course our 17-year host, Western Fair.
And Samantha, we'll bring you in now and chat a little bit about, you know, the event in PEI this year. And, you know, I guess people will probably want to know what prompted you to want to take that on and take the event down east.
Well, I just, you know, I come from a harness racing family, and I've always loved raising money for cancer. I've lost loved ones, and to be able to do it in PEI where we have 2 tracks and, you know, have the horses all done up in pink and be able to raise money for Islanders facing cancer, it was a great thing to do.
And I know the Dustins wanted you to come here tonight and probably just enjoy the night as a spectator, but you couldn't help yourself, right? You had to jump in and help.
Yeah, absolutely. They come to my events when we're able to have them in person, as they did this year to both of them. And so, of course, I wanted to fly up here and be here tonight with everyone to help.
All right, listen, we're going to bring someone else in. We've got a special guest.
Hi.
Nat Day. Okay, you did it. And at the end of the night, we were just wondering, can she complete the sweep? Did you come into today even dreaming that you might win all 6?
No, absolutely not. I thought maybe 1, 2, and the rest maybe just, you know, place chances, but wasn't expecting 6 at all.
Yeah. And what kind of feedback did you get from the other ladies afterward?
Yeah, I mean, they're all happy, and it's a great series, and we had a lot of fun, and, you know, I was just blessed with a couple of handy horses and, you know, good front end speed, so I got off the gate really well. So it's this track, it's a front end track, so that's what it all came down to.
And is it more special, you know, partnering this event with the Harness the Hope night and making it a big spectacular like it is?
Absolutely. Like this, if this could become one of the biggest nights of the year for Down Western Fair and just keep growing and growing and get bigger and bigger, that's fantastic, and we'd love to support it the whole way.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a matter of if, I think it is, right? So it's fantastic to see. So big thank you to Christy, of course, all the hardworking folks behind the scenes, Sam for making the trip to help out, and Nat Day, tip of the cap. What an accomplishment tonight. Sweeps all of the championship races. Let's take one quick break, and then Neil is going to be back in to conduct some very special draws in just a moment.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
finish.
It's a Breeders' Crown Showdown at Woodbine Mohawk Park. 2 nights of incredible racing, 12 divisional championships, over $6.5 million in prize money. Join us on October 28th and 29th for harness racing's richest, most prestigious year-end fight to the finish. From the long shots to the sure shots, it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
Okay, so welcome again. We're doing grand prize number 1, which is a $1,000 Best Buy shopping spree. We've got the draw prize drum here. Our handy helper Shelby is going to draw the name. We're going to go fairly quickly here, and we've got draw prize number 1. Winner is Natasha Stacy. Natasha Stacy. All right, now we're going to go for draw number 2, which is the Michael Kors luxury handbag package, value of $1,700. Our sponsors are MA Pools Trucking and Stevens Transport. And the winner is Alexis Ryan. Congratulations, Alexis. And then for draw prize number 3, James, sponsored by James O. Pogue Jewelers. It's a 14-karat white gold pendant valued at $1,250. And the winner of that is Linda Fitzsimmons. Congratulations, Linda. And of course, we've got grand prize number 4, which is the ultimate cottage weekend getaway for 6, valued at $2,500, sponsored by the Clock Tower and Lake Huron Beach House. The winner of this is Lois McKay. Lois McKay, congratulations. Grand prize number 5, Aqua Fusion Liberty Kayak, valued at $1,100, sponsored by Strathroy Sports. And the lucky recipient is, Shelby, you're doing a fine job. Matt Pools, congratulations. Okay, and for draw prize number 6, a winter weekend getaway at Blue Mountain, $1,000 gift card towards the stay, value of $1,000, sponsored by Grimsby Pipeline and Sean Hansford. And the winner is Michelle Casson. Congratulations, Michelle, and thanks to all of our sponsors and donors and all of those buying tickets. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global. By now, you know the name COSA-TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA-TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. COSA-TV, taking Ontario racing global.